I have to be a little bit honest with you here. I when I started training, I went for like every single day when I started back 3 years ago. Then after discovering that rest days are important and everything, I went to 5 times a week, like 5 days a week. And then I've been training from Monday to Friday, and then on weekends I would kind of rest and enjoy myself. And then afterwards, I have kind of went down a bit of my training, which is around 2 times to 4 times a week, meaning from 2 days to 4 days a week I've been training and then kind of resting and doing all of the stuff afterwards. Now, if you don't know me, I am Timo, and on this channel you're on, I'm giving lifting advice and training advice to people like you, and I'm telling stories of mine and give you advice you can take on afterwards. So there are a few reasons why I've been went down with training from 5 times per week to now around 2 to 4 times per week. This is around the reason why it's around 2 to 4 times per week is because I'm training like every week, of course, but it has been more inconsistent amount of times. Like one week I've been training 2 times a week, one week, the other week I'm training 4 times a week, the other one I'm training 3 times, then the other one 4 times again, and the other one 2 times again. It's kind of swaying at the inconsistent amounts. And the first reason, one of the main reasons is because I kind of, to be honest, lost the desire a bit to grow very big and kind of lost the desire to keep uh lifting and training super hard and training five days a week or something. Like of course it is important, and of course I have the ambition. I once want to get my full potential unlocked. I want to be super big and also fast and super strong and everything, but not gonna lie, the desire for that kind of went away. And so yeah, this is why I've been more to this where I'm active of course, but it's more inconsistent amount of times, you know what I mean? One day I've been training 2 times a week, then once, then the other week 4 times, and the other week another 2 times. It depends on the week how much I train basically. And I would say there was the result from that is that I'm more now in this maintaining state instead of growing, of course, because if you train more, then you probably will get to failure more likely and therefore grow with that more likely. But yeah, I've been, not gonna lie, kind of lost a bit of desire for growing and everything. And and the the things I would say I've noticed is I wouldn't say I've gotten weaker because I've been in a state where I'm just now maintaining strength, but I it does just feel like I've been slightly weaker because of the fact that I'm not as actively training as I once used to be. And what else? And yeah, as I said, to be honest, this is also why one of the main reasons I then switched over to pull-ups instead of this bicep and forearm training because it does seem like forearms are faster to do because they push all types of muscles in the arms all at the same time instead of when you do bicep curls it only hits when you do bicep curls it only hits the biceps, and when you do forearm curls it only hits the forearms or something. When you do pull-ups it does feel like multiple muscles are getting hit at once, and therefore doing these seem to be going much when you just do pull-ups. And since I'm now able to do pull-ups, it does seem like doing pull-ups uh, feels like feels like it goes just faster than just trying to do simple type of weightlifting training just to just maintain muscle. If not, uh, even grow a bit. Like if I like I do seem like I've been growing a bit by just doing pull-ups like that. And yeah, so technically the simple answer to this one is if you're like a beginner of this one, if you are very consistent at this training where you go like 5 times a week and you can imagine not going a day or not going one of those 5 days without training, then you of course keep going, and then you might feel like you're going down a path where you're still training, but it's more like inconsistently, like you went down to 4 times or 3 times a week or something, which is not problematic because you overall at least maintain the muscle strength, and you overall maintain your muscle, so it's not like you're going to lose anything if you just skip 2 days of training or something. But it might be because your desires like switch over to like something else. Like you want to do something else instead of just entirely focus on just training or something. Which I can understand. It happened like to me. I kind of my interests switch other to other things instead of like just trying to get big and hit all protein and try to bench more plates or whatever. So the simple advice on this one I would say is if you do feel like if the desire of training and growing bigger seems to be less, then just only reduce the amount of times you train by a few days. I'm not saying go absolutely crazy, just quit training or whatever. No, no. I would say just reduce the amount so you at least maintain the muscles and then your overall body weight. And here's the thing: I don't. The amount of fat you then gain back from it is not like that huge. You mostly just maintain sort of weight. Most people have like this stage, this weight mass where you maintain weight, but also it can be like a bit lower and a bit higher. My range is around 75 to 80 kilograms, and now it does seem like um, a huge amount, but it could be also much less, and it could be that one time you weigh, you just maybe ate more food and you've been maybe adding a bit more muscle or whatever. Like, so yeah, the simple advice on this one I would say is reduce the amount of training just a bit so you at least maintain the muscles if you lost the desire a bit, and make the training more like simpler and make sure it's also it's like kind of fast, which is so weird, but like when you train at least it's like going fast, and it's like it hits the perfect amount of muscle failure to at least maintain it, if not maybe grow a bit. So it's like technically you can grow by any amount of training you do. It's just that it probably comes on the amount, on the volume you do on this training rather than the amount of days. But like, yeah. So the simple advice on this one is which is the first golden rule is to make it fun and more sustainable. And if right now more sustainable is just less, then that's already fine. And yeah, keep on going, even if it's only like 3 times a week or 4 times a week or 2 times a week, whatever. So that's the advice in simple one. The strength dip is not that huge. It's just that it just feels like you've been getting weaker, but even though in actuality you probably didn't. It's just that your muscles are just more like confused that you're now taking more rest or something. So that's the advice I'm giving you on. I hope you got some value from this one. And if you did, then you can like this video if you want to. You can subscribe to this channel because that, excuse me, that could really help me out. And if you want to check it out, I have in the description a forum course which you can buy. And I'm pretty much in this course, I'm technically teaching you the exact training styles and everything. Excuse me again. So you can take my type of training and grow from that basically. Bye bye.